Hey everyone, how's it going? So now we have the text box enabling and disabling the button based on whether there's text in there. What we'll do now is work on loading the post itself into the modal so that the user can see which they're replying to. If I show you, it will look something like this. So the modal shows and then it loads the post itself. So yeah, let's do that. We'll go back to common.js and we'll add a new function, well, a new event I should say. We're gonna basically fire an event when the modal is opened. So the way you can tell when a modal has been opened is using a built-in Bootstrap event. So if we just if we say reply modal, which is the ID of our modal itself, and we'll say .on, and now the event we need to bind to is show.bs.modal. So show bootstrap modal. This is an event they give us which we can use. It will be fired when this modal right here is opened. And then we just need to put a callback in there. So like this. So this should now open. Let me just log this. So I'll refresh the page, and now when we press this, we should hopefully see it log hi, which it doesn't, so I've probably got something wrong there. Maybe I named it wrong. Oh, I didn't put the pound sign. Make sure you remember your pound sign because it's an ID. And refresh the page, and hopefully, if I click this, you'll see it say hi. So it fired when the modal was opened. Okay, and I've noticed we've still got these console logs, so I'll go and remove those. I can see right here that it's common.js line 107, so it's right here. So I'll go and remove that real quick just from the bottom. 107 right here, delete that, so we're no longer seeing those. Okay, anyway, back to this. Where were we? I've lost it here. Okay, so we've got an event firing when the modal opens. Now what we want to do is once it opens, we want to just basically say go and get the post and give it to me. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, we need to know the ID of the post we want to get. And we can do that using our getPostID from element function. So if I take that, copying it from this one right here, like that. Oh, actually, I'll copy the button part as well. So if I do this, but we can't use event.target because I think that would give us the window itself. But we can just try this out. If I refresh the page, you don't have to copy this out. You can just watch me do this. What I'll do is set a breakpoint somewhere here in our code. In the code we just wrote, and now when I press the show button, it should hit this. Now I can see event.target. Oh, it's the button. Okay, so we can use that. And now let me just see if this actually works. I'll go to the line below. So we're getting the target of the button. Let's see what this gives us. So okay, it works. Okay, we can use that. I thought we would have to use event.relatedTarget. What does that give us? Related target. Oh, null. Oh, wait. I haven't passed in the event argument. Why is that? Oh, does event, I guess it defaults to the mouse event. Let me just go and stick event in there. I meant to put event in the parameter right here. I don't know why event is populated here. So I've put event in there. Let me just refresh the page and see what we have. And I'll set another breakpoint in there. And I will click this and see what we get. So now we get, okay, now event is the actual thing that it was called on, not the thing we clicked. So it looked like it worked before, but because I don't know where this event is populated from when we don't specify that here, I'm reluctant to use it in case it was from somewhere else. So I'm going to do it this way, but you'll see the event now contains the event that it was called on, right? So event.target is this modal, but let's see what event.relatedTarget is. So event.relatedTarget is the button. So I think this is what I think we need, event.relatedTarget. I think the related target is the event that this event was fired from. So it's the event related to the actual the action which fired it. So that in that case it's the button. So it should be the same if we just change event.target to event.relatedTarget. Like I said, I know it worked before, related target, but I'm reluctant to use the event like that when I didn't know where it came from. So let's do that. And now we should have the button. So this should hopefully work if I step over it. Yeah, okay, we have the ID now. Great. So either way, we got the same result. I'm going to stick with this way because it's very clear where our values are coming from. Okay, great. So now we have the post ID, we can now make the call to our trusty REST API to get that post for us. So what we're going to do is we'll copy the line where we got the post originally. Oh, it was in home.js, wasn't it? Home.js, we make the call to get all the posts. So I'll just copy that real quick. And what I would do is go back to com.js and I'll paste it underneath there. And this time we're not going to get all the posts, we're going to get a specific post. So we're going to put the ID on here. Now, since it's just one thing, it's right at the end, you can just stick the ID on like this. You don't have to convert it to backticks if you don't want to. Or you can change them to backticks and use our like injection parameter right there. But this is fine too. So this will send it to /API/posts and then / the ID of the post we want to get. So we won't do this. What I'm going to do instead is just console.log result. So when we eventually have that working, we will just log that. But of course it won't work yet because we haven't handled this endpoint yet. So it won't do anything. But just to make sure it works, we can go to post.js and actually add that route. So I'll copy this one right here that we use for the GET request there, paste it below, and this is going to be ID like that. So :ID, which is essentially a placeholder, and then I won't do this. What I would do instead is just return res.status 200, and then we'll do what we usually do, send some data, and I'll just send this is awesome. And now we should hopefully see this log to the console when we hit this part. So I need to restart my server because I've made a server change. And then I will refresh the page and log in. And now you're going to see something amazing. So I've clicked the button and now we see this is awesome. So it went to the correct endpoint. And yeah, if you really wanted to, you could verify that the ID is correct, but we'll be using that in the next video anyway.